Roxamore Sports Network. Travis Newton here alongside Craig Thomas as we are here at Butler Area High School for the Butler tip-off. To get things started here, we have the Woodland Hills Wolverines against the Knoch High School Knights. We got a good one ready for us. What's your keys to the game tonight for the Woodland Hills Wolverines?
The big key to the game for the Wolverines is going to be take care of the ball, make sure they pass the ball around, but take good care of it, lack no turnovers, play solid defense. They come into this game with 2 losses, and they're trying to right the ship here, but it's going to take a total team effort.
Yep. You talk about those 2 losses. Woodland Hills last night took on the host of this tournament, Butler High School, and it was a total boat race. They lost by 40 points, so defense is key. They need to make sure they are set on the defensive side. We know Woodland Hills is going to want to run and use their athletic abilities, but they got to settle it down on the defensive side and keep that score at least under 60 points if they want a chance to score enough more than the other team.
Right. So they're going to have to try to slow down the Knoch Knights. They're going to be shooting long range, raining 3-pointers, and trying to, keep the pace up. So should be a great matchup. I'm looking forward to a great game.
Yep, and I talked to the coach from the Knoch Knights. He said, we're a 3-point shooting team, and if we're making them, we're going to continue to put them up. But if they're not falling, we're not going to rely on the 3-pointer. So we're just about 6 minutes away from getting started with this one. We're going to take a quick break and bring you right to the action. We'll see you there here on the Roxamore Sports Network.
The Roxamore Sports Network starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Travis Newton and Craig Thomas back with you on the Roxamore Sports Network here live from Butler High School for the Butler tip-off between the Woodland Hills Wolverines and the Knoch High School Knights. Travis Newton with Craig Thomas. Craig, the women played on the other side in the Baldwin tip-off last night. What can you tell me from that game as they got off to a hot start?
Yeah, the women played well. They came out and took a commanding lead from the start of the game and never really relinquished the lead. Throughout the game, Baldwin made a couple runs, but the Lady Wolverines were up to the task, and they held them off for an impressive win. That Lady Indians team was a pretty good team. They had a player leaving that's starting right now for Penn State. They were used to winning, and they also expected to win the game. But last night, the Lady Wolverines came out and put a good game together.
All right, and the Lady Wolverines got their first win. The men's Wolverines still looking for their first win. They are 0-2 on the year, both of those non-conference games, so not much meaning there. But we mentioned earlier, they only scored 33 points in their game yesterday. That production's going to have to go up, and part of it is because they're missing their best player from last year, Keandre Bowles. Bowles was an all-star and graduated last year, so they have to replace that spot. We'll take you through the accolades of Bowles from last season. December 17th, named the HSSN Trib Live Player of the Week. He also scored 43 points in one game, breaking the game-scoring record for Woodland Hills, and he is also the single-season record holder for points scored in a season with 693. So that is a lot of production from a heck of an athlete for the Wolverines that they have to fill this year. What can be the struggles of filling the void of a scorer like that moving on to the next season?
Well, some of that could be, some of the new players that have to step in and fill that void have to be confident enough to take the shots and not just taking the shots, but making the shots, feeling comfortable in that role. So going forward, you have a few guys that are here that are two-sport athletes that played also football. Tariq Scipio, I noticed him. Deontay Williams is also a two-sport athlete. So some of these guys that are used to the pressure of playing in other sports are going to have to step up and be able to contribute in a positive way.
Yep, and we know Woodland Hills is going to want to run. They can use their speed to their advantage by pushing it out on this Knoch High School team. But then again, Knoch High School on the other side, they're going to want to shoot threes. Woodland Hills is going to have to run them off the line, make sure they keep their points inside the three-point line, and try to keep them to a low percentage. On the other side of the ball, the goal is going to be to slow down the Wolverines for the Knoch High School Knights. If they can keep them in half-court sets, they're going to have a key advantage in this game because we know that Butler last night kept them in the half court and a lot of struggles to score for the Woodland Hills Wolverines. So just slowing them down, keeping them in half court sets is going to be the key for the Knoch Knights.
Right. So we would hope that maybe the Wolverines, if they want to push the pace and use their athleticism, maybe they should come out doing some pressing, maybe trapping, try to force the pace to get and use their athleticism to be successful and score points.
Yeah, without a doubt. We saw Woodland Hills JV squad taking on Knoch High School in the game prior to this, and the full court press was a large part of Woodland Hills getting the win. So they know they have the athletic advantage. It's just going to be on keying in on that and doing whatever they can to keep running and tire out this Knoch High School team. So we got about 1 more minute before tip-off here on the Roxamore Sports Network. Travis Newton with Craig Thomas. We'll be right back for the live action. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Roxamore Sports Network. Travis Newton here with Craig Thomas as we are getting things set to start off here from Butler High School. As we will be getting the starting lineups, it's going to be Scott Frazier starting for Knoch High School.
Also, Jared Scheckendross for Knoch High School, number 15. Ryan Lang, number 20, starting for Knoch High School. Along with number 23, Brady McKee. And the final starter, number 33, Jake Scheich for Knoch High School.
And the home team for today's game,
The Woodland Hills Wolverines will be the home team in this game. And
6-foot sophomore, Dante Williams.
6-foot sophomore starting, number 0, Dante Williams.
5'9" senior, Kyer Hainsworth.
Number 3, Kyer Haysworth.
Number 4, a 6'1" senior, Jihad Dinard.
Number 4, Jihad Diar,
Number
starting for the
5, a
Wolverines.
6'1" senior, Rayshawn Robertson.
Number 5, Rayshawn Robinson,
And
starting
number
for the
12,
Wolverines.
a 6'1" senior, Raylon Robertson.
Number 12 is Raylon Robinson. So we're all set with the starting lineup here.
Yep, we are getting ready to tip off both teams winless here in the Butler tip-off tournament, looking for their first wins of the season as we are getting ready to start here from Butler High School. Give us 1 second here and we will take you through the starting lineups once again for both squads, Woodland Hills versus the Knoch High School Knights. We'll be right back here on the Roxamore Sports Network after this short break. All right, and once again for the Knoch Knights, we have Fraser, Schreckenghost, Lang, McKee, and Scheidt. For the Woodland Hills Wolverines, Williams, Hainsworth, Denard, Robertson, and Robertson. And here we go from the Butler tip-off. Woodland Hills will win the tip, and it'll be Hainsworth bringing the ball up, running point guard for the Wolverines. He'll kick it out to Williams. Now up top to the wing for Robertson. He's going to go inside strong, taking a good dish for 2. That's Jihad Denard with the opening basket of the game.
So that was great penetration by the Wolverines on their first possession. Now we'll have to see what type of defense they can provide here and stop these Knights.
And Frazier scored 22 in the game last night. See what he can get starting today. Another bucket down low. Going to put it up and will draw the foul for 2 shots. So it'll be Ryan Lang, the sophomore guard, heading to the line for the first time today.
So it was great initial defense for the Wolverines. They just did not secure the defensive rebound, so they're going to have to work on boxing out and not allowing the Knights to get second opportunities, drawing fouls, and then subsequently going to the free throw line.
And Ryan Lang pure on the first shot. We'll now see the second. Pops it up, 2 for 2, tying the game at deuces. Woodland Hills bringing it up, and now we're seeing a little full court pressure on the point guard position from Knoch High School, and blowing right by him is Deontay Williams.
Great penetration by Deontay Williams, dropping the ball off low to Raylon Robertson down low on the blocks, and he was fouled, and he's going to the line for 2 free throws.
Yep, Woodland Hills getting their first turn at the free throw line. Raylon Robertson sinks the first. So Woodland Hills will take the lead once again, 3-2 here in the opening period from the Butler tip-off. Hits them both as well, so we're seeing some good free throw shooting early on between both teams. McKee with it, looked at the three-point shot, now kicks it back up top to Scheit. Scheit driving in, corner three, no good off front iron, rebound. And now clearing it out to the point guard, Woodland Hills looking to run. It's Williams pushing the pace, and now kicking it out to Hainsworth. Hainsworth going to try to make a one-on-one move back to the corner. Look for Woodland Hills to reverse it here. They've kept it on that far side. And now they will call a play, get their offense set up. No shot clocks here in high school men's basketball, so they'll take their time. 6:30 remaining here in the opening quarter. Woodland Hills working it around the perimeter. Three-pointer up, and no good. That one well short, but an offensive rebound. Puts it back up, no good. Woodland Hills working hard on the boards, but we're going to get an out-of-bounds call, and it'll go to Knoch High School.
Yeah. Great offensive opportunities there. The Wolverines did not capitalize on, but the Knights have the ball on the opposite end now. They're working it around.
So here we go, Knoch High School back with the ball. Woodland Hills, the home team, leads 4-2. Scheit jibbling it around, now gives it off to Lang. Good pressure defense by the Wolverines. Knoch having trouble getting inside the perimeter, but they will here. And 2 points on the layup, good by Jake Scheit.
Yeah, that was a great drive, great penetration by Jake Scheit, getting to the front of the rim and completing the layup there. So the Wolverines have the ball. Deontay Williams is taking it. He's the point guard. Set play, passing the ball around on the perimeter.
And tip pass there, taking it in, but an offensive foul. Good job taking the charge there by Ryan Lang, putting his body on the line. So it'll go back to Knoch High School. Game tied up at 4s.
Good penetration by Rayshawn Robinson.
So Knoch High School back with the ball, all tied up 4-4. Ryan Lang has showed a lot of emotion on the court early on. See if he can keep up that pace on both the offense and defensive side. Now Knoch working it around, a great cut inside, and Ryan Lang gets the deuce to give Knoch High School the lead, 6-4.
So it looks like the Knoch Knights were set on shooting threes, but since they missed a few, looks like they're going to their alternative game plan. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we talked to their coach. He said if they're not making them, they're not going to rely on the three-point shot, and we see that there. They missed the first couple, and a nice curling cut in there to get the easy bucket. Let's see if Woodland Hills can answer, having trouble containing it on top of the perimeter. Raylon Robertson kicks it out. We now have Velton Kinney in the game, first substitute for the Wolverines. Getting back into their offensive set, they trail by 2. Kick out, corner 3, it's up, and it's no good.
Rebound by the Wolverines, number 12. Raylon Robertson goes up on the inside. They're battling for the rebound. Goes up again. Wolverines stay after and get a great offensive score on the inside.
Raylon Robertson early on, a problem down in the paint. That's already 5 offensive rebounds for the young man as that pass is picked. They're going to keep it up, looking to push, and a nice pass. The layup is missed, the wide open layup. He tried to go with his strong hand instead of the left hand. Now up front to Lang. He can't get the layup to go, and we're going to get a foul and a push on Kenny Velton. So a lot of fast-paced action. We talked about Woodland Hills running. It looks like Knoch High School doing the same as well. They knew the three-pointers aren't going here early on, so until they can get those going, they're going to run the court with the Wolverines.
Right, so they seem to be pushing the pace. Looks like the Wolverines have an advantage down low with Raylon Robertson. They're going to have to rely on him on the inside to get some points so they can get their three-point shooting going. But right now, Knoch has the ball on the perimeter. Passes the ball down low.
Back to Ryan Lang. Now they're going to try and focus on a post presence. That one's no good. It was number 23, Kellen McDonough, trying to get the bucket inside. So Woodland Hills back on the offensive end. The scoop and the score and one three-point play the old-fashioned way for number 4, Jihad Denard.
Right, great drive by Jihad Denard. Great move, finish with the right hand at the rim. He's going to the foul line to see if he can complete a three-point play.
And a substitute for Woodland Hills, Jeremy Thomas. Definitely going to play his impact in the post. I'm not sure, but I would assume he's a member of the football team.
Well, one thing's for sure. If he's not, he should be recruited for next year.
That's true. So that free throw is off the mark, but we're going to get a Knoch High School player leaving early. You got to wait till it hits the rim. So we'll get another chance here for Denard.
So far, Travis, we've seen pretty good foul shooting by both teams here.
Yes, we have. Now Lang from 3. That's going to be way short, just clipping the net for the air ball. And now Woodland Hills back on the offensive, looking to push the layup in and out, and will go out of bounds, sticking with the Wolverines.
Ball stays on the Wolverines' end. They'll get another opportunity to cut into this lead here. Seeing a pretty clean game here so far.
Getting it in once again, trying to work in the post, going strong. The Knoch fans want a push-off, but they won't get it. Denard will flex on him, getting the strong 2 there. Woodland Hills leads 11-6 early on here with just under 3 minutes in the first period. Good ball movement. Corner 3, that's off front iron. So we heard him say it. They're not going to rely on the threes, but they've missed 4 in a row now as that pull-up jumper is good. Nice-looking shot by Kyer Hainsworth.
Great push. Wolverines pushed the ball up, had advantage, got a layup out of it, expanded their lead to 13-6 with 2 minutes and 31 seconds left in the first
Lang's going to
period.
try a 3 again. That is short. Now 6 consecutive misses from downtown for the Knights. Woodland Hills going to try a 3 of their own. Bang! That's good. 16-6, the Woodland Hills Wolverines lead. 2:17 remaining at the end of the first period. So a lot of action here early on, and Woodland Hills off to a hot start. So we'll take a quick break here with the minute timeout from the Roxamore Sports Network. We'll be right back from Butler High School. Roxamore Sports Network, Woodland Hills off to a hot start, and a timeout quickly by Knoch High School. 2:13 remaining in the first quarter. And let's see if Knoch High School can answer. They've been slow early on.
The Wolverines have come out, played good defense, right, Travis? What have you seen from the Wolverines defensively?
Yeah, they've played a lot of great defense. They're getting in front of cutters, and they're making them shoot the three-point shot, which they're a three-point shooting team. But if you're not making it, you're not making it, and you'll keep letting them shoot it. But that one is good from 3, right on time. That's Schrechten Ghost with the triple.
Cuts into that Wolverine lead, which is now 16-9. 1:41 left in the first period.
So here come the Woodland Hills Wolverines looking to answer. After that three-point shot, they will get the foul. It's going to be called on the floor. So good job there by Rashawn Robertson, making it an emphasis to go to the hoop.
So it looks like the Wolverines have a decided advantage on the inside, and they're trying to exploit it.
Got to try another corner three. That one's in and out, won't go. Rebound, Knoch High School, and Scott Frazier. He's looking to pick the pace up. 6'4" in there with the left hand, and that is good. 16-11 the score.
That was a great drive, a great finish with the left hand, continuing to get the ball inside for the Knoch Knights.
Scott Frazier scoring 22 points last night against Cheney High School in their first round loss. There's a three-pointer, and that is good. Number one, Belton Kinney showing the velvet touch. Now back on the offensive, going inside, wanting the foul. Won't get it. Ball on the floor, and it's going to be Scott Frazier kicking it out, but great defense by the Wolverines.
Definitely some contact down low that could have been called. Let the play go on.
And what a great feed inside there to Shrek and Ghost. The assist by Jake Scheidt. So the lead still 6 for the Wolverines. They're going to slow it down here. And the coach for Woodland Hills, Matthew Furjanic Jr., getting a warning there on the sideline by the referee. So we'll make sure he stays in his box to avoid a technical foul. The score 19-13. Looks like Woodland Hills going to hold it for the last shot here. 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Coach Furjanic was a little upset at the contact down low with no call. Sometimes they miss a call and they just let them play on. But nevertheless, it's a good first quarter here, first period in the tip-off classic.
Nice drive and kick there by Robertson, but he will get the foul on the floor. So Woodland Hills will take it out underneath.
8.3 seconds left on the clock here in the first period.
Plenty of time to make something happen here. They're going to go inside to the big fella. He gets it rejected, but still in there. That shot is up. No good. 2 seconds left. The Knights pushing it. A half-court heave, and that is going to fall short. So 19-13, the score at the end of the first quarter, and it's been a lot of Woodland Hills with the running and also hitting a few three-pointers, which have given them a lead here by 6.
So surprisingly, we've seen some good play in the first period. Not contrary to what we expected, we've seen the Knoch Knights going inside with a low post game, and we've seen a couple long balls by the Wolverines as well, but they didn't seem to have any problem putting points.
No problem at all. It was all Woodland Hills, and you can still see Coach Furjanic giving the referee a word here. He didn't agree with the call, so he's going to make his case as we're at the end of the first period. Woodland Hills with a 19-13 lead, and they're doing. So we'll take a quick break here at the end of the first quarter. We'll be right back on the Roxamore Sports Network. We are back here in the Roxamore Sports Network for the start of the second period. Travis Newton with Craig Thomas on the call. It'll be Knoch Knights getting the ball here to start out the second quarter. They've been putting it up from 3. Let's see if they can get a few to drop here in the second period.
So the Knights are working the ball around, and they get the ball inside once again.
Great feed inside to number 50, but a foul before the play. Number 50, Zach McMillan, we saw him on the JV team, so he's getting his run in today, playing for both squads. And Craig, I was telling the owner, Leon Rockymore, we're not going to see a better set of hair the rest of the season than Zach McMillan, number 50.
Yeah, nice hair. Maybe he should get a Head and Shoulders commercial or something. But
the mullets are definitely back in for the 2020 year as a bucket there for Knoch High School. Shortens the lead. It's now 19-15. Woodland Hills leads. Working it around the perimeter, now kicking it out. Pull-up jumper at the elbow, off front iron, and no good. Strong rebound by Scott Frazier, but he has it picked away. He wants a foul, a one-on-one up at the hoop, and get it out of here. Knocks it out of bounds. A strong rejection by Jake Scheidt, the 6'4" senior.
So Deontay Williams tried to take that in. A little bit too small and got rejected. Ball was knocked out of bounds, but remains with the Wolverines.
A good fight being shown by both teams. No give up on the transition. So we'll stick with Woodland Hills after the deflection out of bounds, going inside with the left hand. Strong take, and that's good for Rayshawn Robertson, the
Great move
6'1 guard.
Great move by Rayshawn. Finished with the offhand, left hand, getting up on the glass.
Knoch High School back with it, trying to work it inside. The outside hasn't been there. The inside presence not as much either. Woodland Hills trying to go fast. The step back, thought about it, let it go. Now inside, and that is blocked. It was Raylon Robertson this time drawing the foul, and will get 2 shots from the stripe.
The Wolverines are leading 21-15 with 6 minutes and 35 seconds left here in the second period. You have Raymond Robertson at the free throw line.
He will hit the first one, extending the lead 22-15, 7-point lead for the Woodland Hills Wolverines, their largest lead of the evening. And once again, great free throw shooting between these two teams, 2 for 2 for Robertson. And now Knoch High School looking to move the ball quickly back up the court. Lang passes up on the 3. Once again, trying to work it into that low post. Nice move on the outside spin, and that bucket is good by Brady McGee.
Great post move by Brady McGee on the lower post there to finish.
McGee, the tallest player on the court right now for either team, standing in there at 6'4". Woodland Hills dribbling inside. They're going to lose it. Now kicking it up front, way ahead. Left-handed layup wide open and good for Scott Frazier.
Coach Virjanic wants a timeout. We talked about it. We alluded to it in the pregame show. The Wolverines are going to have to take care of the ball. They cannot come down and have turnovers and not get attempts at the basket.
So that lead goes from 7 to 4 now. Woodland Hills 23, Knoch High School 19, and Scott Frazier getting an easy bucket there. We saw him dunking in the pregame. Surprised he didn't give it a good effort there for the dunk, but he'll take the easy 2 on the layup with the left hand as we have a quick timeout here. And the pace has not slowed down from the start. Both teams getting out and running. We haven't seen much of any half-court sets. Woodland Hills, a few of them, they like to get into that half-court set once the fast break kind of fizzles out. And we have seen success on the underneath cuts by the big men and a lot of great passing by Woodland Hills.
And you would think with the Knoch Knights being a three-point shooting team that they would want to be in the half-court sets more, but they've been able to get out and push the ball ahead and get some easy scores and some easy layups.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of emphasis here early on in the second quarter on feeding the post. Number 23, McKee, and McMillan doing great jobs of getting position down on the block. And we're going to get a double dribble here. The coach for the Knoch Knights up off his seat, Ron McNabb. He saw it right away, and kind of resemblance of the travel by LeBron the other night where he just took 3 steps. He said it was just a mental blank and probably one of the weirdest things that's happened in his career. So now back to this game. Knoch High School with the ball. Strong take inside, the foul, and the bucket for number 15, Jared Shredden Ghost.
As we spoke about the turnovers, once again come back and bite the Wolverines. Unforced turnovers, some forced turnovers, but that one there was no real pressure on them. Just mishandled the ball.
So a chance to bring it in with 1 here on the free throw. Andy Will, the score 23-22, 5:36 remaining in the first half. And once again, we're going to see some full court pressure by Knoch High School. It's not going to be overwhelming pressure. They're just going to make them work to get it up past the half court line. Very sure-handed backcourt here for the Woodland Hills Wolverines, but a trap on the far elbow there on foul line extended, and another turnover for Woodland Hills, and this is going to be their Achilles heel to allow Knoch get back into the game.
So that looks like 3 consecutive turnovers for the Wolverines have helped close the gap here. Lead is now from 7 down to 1 point.
Yeah, and so far, Knoch High School's been able to capitalize on the past 2 turnovers. They would love to do it here to take the lead. They only trail by 1. Scheit's going to dish it off over to Scott Frazier. He's foul line extended, now back up. Good rotation here for Knoch High School Knights. That's a new face, Adam Baljuzik, running the point guard, and Scott Frazier, strong take inside, kicks it out. Good defense on the perimeter, and Met going to the rim. He is blocked. Ball will stick with the Knights. Scott Frazier pulling it out, the 6'4" guard. He's going to go behind his back, going inside. Good hands by the defense. And now the kick out, the three, and it's good. A three-pointer for number 1, Adam Bajuzik, making an impact early on in this one.
The initial defense was great on that trip down court, but the Wolverines failed to get the ball and turnover on downs once again.
And we're starting to see how good that they can be when they're starting to hit threes and force turnovers as Scott Frazier and Woodland Hill's going to need a timeout here. They have a trio of players getting ready to check in. Coach Furjanic not happy with the play here late in the second period.
So that was 4 turnovers here for the Wolverines.
And just like that, Knoch High School leads 27-23 over the Wolverines. A nice back cut inside. The dish is good. 27-25 now. Knoch High School back in their offensive set. Scott Frazier thought about it with the deep three. Now he's going to work the one-on-one, telling him to clear out behind the back. Shakes the defender, goes inside, and a block is called. So 2 shots coming up for Scott Frazier on the blocking foul there by Raylon Robertson. And you have a feeling that that's what Knoch High School is going to want to do, just clear out the lane and let Scott Frazier work. He scored 22 last night. He obviously has the ability to score. It's going to be about stopping him and not fouling him once he gets into the paint for the Woodland Hills Wolverines.
So it looked like the Wolverines' initial defense has been solid throughout the game so far, but the secondary opportunities that they've been getting, with lack of being able to corral rebounds, come back to hurt them.
So Timothy Jenkins and Jeremy Thomas checking into the game for Woodland Hills. It looks like they're going to try that post presence once again by Jeremy Thomas, see if they can get some offensive rebounds. But their number 1 goal is going to have to be not forcing any turnovers as we see Knoch High School move into a zone now. It's going to be a 1-3-1, and they're going to give it up again. Here comes Frazier. Opposite side, good take. Gets the bucket for 2.
Yeah. Coach Furjanic's going to need a timeout here to reorganize the troops and rally the troops here, get them to take care of this basketball.
So now a 6-point lead for the Knights as they're going to stay in that zone with the long arms of their defenders. It makes sense, trying to keep Woodland Hills out of the middle of the defense. And Scott Frazier, like he usually is, on the run, kicks it out the lane. Now a cross-court pass going inside, back to the near corner. Strong take inside, but an offensive foul. Great take there by Deontay Williams, the sophomore guard, showing a lot of heads-upness there from the young player to take the charge.
Yeah, he stood in there and took the charge. That was great defense by the Wolverines, but they're going to have to learn how to take care of the ball on the offensive end. They have had at least 5 to 6 turnovers in the last few trips down court.
My apologies. That was Velton Kinney taking the charge. He will take a break as Kyer Hainsworth checks back into the game for the Wolverines. Now a deep three, and that is wet. Count it. Three-pointer good for Deontay Williams.
Great shot by sophomore Deontay Williams. Showed great poise there, knocking the three-pointer down.
The Knights looking for an answer, but a steal. Here come the Wolverines. Fast on the break is Hainsworth. He's going to put it up, but is blocked from behind. Get that out of here, says Scott Frazier. And now the Knights back on the run. Taking it strong inside. The floater, no good. Frazier the rebound. The tip, no good. Off front iron, and the rebound by Woodland Hills Wolverines, Rashawn Robertson. And he's going to take the point position here back on the offensive side.
So for the Knoch Knights, you see Scott Frazier doing it on both ends. Great defense and great offense. All-around player.
So Woodland Hill's going to try and slow it down a little bit, coming off the made three by Deontay Williams and a forced turnover. They're going to work into their offensive set as the Knights are back into man-to-man defense. Great look inside. Can they get it to go? They will. The floater, good. Kyer Hainsworth with the bucket.
Tightens the game up. The Knights now lead by 1 point with 1 minute and 21 seconds left here in the second period.
And here the Knights are going to let their game flow through Frazier, but first a three-pointer. That's long. Offensive rebound puts it back up. Wild shot. Frazier inside. Going to get fouled, but before the shot, So that one will be on the floor as we have just a 1-point game. A lot of back and forth action here from the Butler tip-off. Woodland Hills trails 30-31 to the Knights.
Once again, we've seen the offensive rebound and defensive rebounding for the Wolverines come into play, where the Knights are doing excellent rebounding on offensive boards, getting second and third shot opportunities. And that's when some of their capitalizing off of it.
So we'll see if Scott Frazier can capitalize. He'll make the first one. He is the leading scorer in the game with 13 points. For the Woodland Hills Wolverines, Jihad Denard, the leading scorer on that side. So he will split the pair. A 2-point lead now for the Knights. Woodland Hills back with the ball. Asking for it inside is Jeremy Thomas. He won't get it. A drive by Denard and another turnover for the Wolverines. Got a 2-on-2 Euro, but an offensive foul. Good take on the play there by number 5, Rashawn Robertson.
Great defense there by Rashawn Robertson. The Knights had another turnover, and they had the numbers, attempting to get the ball inside. Should have probably just pulled up, stopped and popped, took the short jump shot, got the points, and went back the other way.
Indeed, so it'll be Woodland Hills back with the ball. Hainsworth bringing it up. He has 7 points on the evening. Going to get a high screen, pick and roll. Great defense there. Now foul line jumper, count that one for 2, ties it up 32-32 with 28 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Great shot by Kyer Hainsworth. Pull at the elbow at the foul line, good shot.
So Knoch High School slowing it down. It looks as if they might hold for the last shot, but first a top of the key three-pointer. That one's left way short. So now Woodland Hills will have the chance to end the half and take the lead as this one is tied up at 32s. Going inside, loses the ball, going to get it tied up. Still in play 1 second, but a double dribble before, so there's going to be 0.2 left on the clock, which is not enough time to get a shot off, so they're just going to inbound it and let that be the end of the half. So they're going to try and throw it up the court. Doesn't matter. The clock will expire. A competitive first half here from Butler High School. The score 32-32 in Woodland Hills after a tough defeat yesterday. They came to play. Besides the turnovers, they're having a great game. And like I said, the turnovers have been their Achilles heel. They turned it over 4 times in a row, of which the Knoch Knights came back and scored on all 4 of those turnovers to get themselves back in the game when they were down 7.
So we're right now we're in a great game here. The Wolverines did come out and play well, but the Knights came out. Initially had some problems hitting some three-pointers, but their star player Scott Frazier has come out and played well on defensive end and on the offensive end.
All right, so that'll be the end of the first half here from the Butler tip-off. Travis Newton with Craig Thomas. We'd like to thank you for tuning in here to the Roxamore Sports Network. We'll bring you right back to the action after the half.